Hey guys, welcome back to Deathmark. This is DJ Gamer Girl signing off. So, last episode we essentially finished up exploring. I did have to look a lot up. I kind of feel bad. I really do. But it was recommended I bring Mashta instead of Shaw, among other things. So, yeah. We're gonna be facing off against Shimi-O. Hopefully I did everything right this time. Bottle of drugs hidden inside. Good morning, too. A few minutes left until death. The mark scorches me again. Looks like we're out of time. I brace myself, then glance over at Mashta. Mashta, I'm counting on you. Sorry, this is going to hurt. Did we just... Oh, we slapped him. I slapped Mashta's face. That did the trick. Nice hit. That clear your head a little? He's coming. We have to go. We'll do everything we can, but you have to do as I say. Right. You can count on me. I proceed to lead Mashta into the darkness. Drifting on the wind from somewhere is the meltingly sweet fragrance of honey. Fragrance! Yeah. Facing Shimi-O. Something flies at us in the dark. A sharp pain pierces the arm I used to cover my face. I think I got stung by a bee. Bees swarm around Shimi-O as he draws closer. I won't survive being attacked again. Okay. Pour the stinky liquid over the tennis ball and throw it. Shimi-O incites the bees. The bee cloud rushes at the ball. They must be reacting to the smell of the liquid on it. The bees swarm the ball. They look like a dense black cloud. The bee cloud rushes at the ball again. I guess the second ball was effective too. Well, ain't you purdy? Spray Shimi-O with the drug and shoot him with the handgun. Shimi-O is wounded. A cut opens up on his giant body and bittersweet smelling liquid pours out. Ow! I'm not a traitor. Shimi-O bends over backwards, moaning. Liquid sprays from the holes in his body. Shimi-O writhes in pain, his body jiggling. No, I don't want to wake up. Shimi-O hollers in pain as bullets hit, but it doesn't seem to be enough to beat him. Shimi-O is clearly weak. Now's the time to finish him off. I pour the honey on the plant root and throw it at Shimi-O's mouth. He initially tries to expel it, but seems to realize something and gulps it down quickly. He happily stuffs his cheek with the honey-coated root. Now I can finally see my family. He collapses flat on the ground. The deadly poison having invaded his whole body. His face is frozen into a peaceful smile, like a kid who's just eaten a delicious meal. The bees continue to hover around the still Shimi-O. I don't sense Shimi-O anymore. Took one enough. Masha's back to normal. His mark appears to have vanished. Mine is still branded red on my arm. Then Shimi-O wasn't the one who gave it to me. But I kind of figured that'd be the case. From what I can tell, when the mark bearers confront the spirits that curse them, they suffer extreme memory loss. That's why Masha was acting strangely. I myself didn't have any problems, so Shimi-O wasn't the right spirit. Something was lying on the path. It's a small notebook. The cover's wet, the light of the flashlight making it glitter. Could be honey. Did this belong to Shimi-O? Where'd he hide this? Okay, now I really don't feel like touching it. Norsen, something's on the ground. Seems Majda has absolutely no intention of picking it up. I give up and bend down to grab it. Flipping through the pages, it appears to be a diary. Save it for when we get back. We need to get out of here. Yeah, you're right. We carefully retrace our steps back to the entrance so we don't get lost. Without warning, the light dies. Hey, what are you doing? This isn't the time for jokes. It's not me. What's going on? It won't respond. An icy cold shiver runs down my spine. I'm suddenly overwhelmingly afraid, like the dark forest is trying to absorb my body. If I could just get the light back on. If we just had it back, I'd feel so much better. I hit the switch repeatedly, silently praying. Just a malfunction? Once we get back to the mansion, we better replace the batteries. Let's get a move on. We'll be in trouble if it goes out again. We hurry all the way out and get in the car. Yo, you're back. You did it! My mark's totally gone. But my mark is still there. What does this mean? Christie's hysterical, clutching her head. What the? We're in water over our head when it comes to spirits. Let's check in with Mary. Welcome back, Lord Norrison. It appears that you overcame your fear and cleared away the grudge. It is unfortunate that Shimi-O was not the one who bestowed your mark. Good news is that at least Lord Sho and Lord Mashta's marks vanished. A question. I get why my mark didn't go, but why hasn't Christine? Why hasn't Christie's? I thought she got it from Shimi-O. The hypothesis is then incorrect. What I mean to say is, another spirit must have given her her mark. I don't want to believe it, but it's true Christie hadn't been in her right mind when we met. It's definitely possible that she hadn't realized she had it already. Lady Christie received her mark fairly recently. Her memory is currently unaffected. But if she were to come into contact with the spirit that cursed her, her amnesia may accelerate. So please, exercise care. Your amnesia would get worse. That would explain Masha's strange behavior before we fought Shimi-O. Hey, old man. It's been bugging the hell out of me, but man, your hands are gross. Of course they are. I just spent a whole day walking all over a mountain. What did you expect? Okay, yeah, but you really reek too. Did you touch something gross? I think he's talking about the honey on your hands. From picking up the notebook. I never did read that honey-covered notebook, did I? I take it out of my bag and open up the sticky pages. Inside it talks about Honeybee family, what they did and their ideologies. I can't tell if Shimi-O wrote this or someone else, but the incoherent writing spells out their fanatical thinking and hatred for society. It's fascinating as abnormal psychology, but doesn't bear relevance to our current problem. The author seems extremely pious. Multiple pages wax on about each shrine. I seriously believed we'd face divine wrath if the shrine fell to ruin. All the suicides in the forest, the numerous horrifying incidents. According to the author, they're all because of the divine wrath of each shrine. Each shrine, divine wrath. Strange. That part sticks out to me. After I finished skimming through, I told the other mark bearers what it says. Ugh, enough of that crap. Divine wrath, curses, it's too much. Guess I can't write it off then. It's no more ridiculous than the idea that spirits really exist. We're dealing with the supernatural, so just about anything's fair game. Divine wrath. If that's true, then... It is almost dawn. We must end today's investigation. Please rest. I am sure all of you are tired from walking on the mountain. I haven't been this wiped out since the last time I was at a baseball club. Sorry, but I gotta go crash. Later. Too much has happened today. I need a break from it all. I'll think about the future once more once I've gotten some rest. Good night. Hey, Norrison. I've decided to leave tomorrow too. Change your mind? Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, I'm satisfied. That big string of missing persons case the force couldn't solve? I figured out what was behind it. And I've basically closed the Honeybee family case I've chased for years. The truth you're seeking can be found here, huh? Mary's something else, isn't she? I can finally visit someone's grave. His expression is still the same, but it feels like he's more at peace. He accomplished what he set out to do. Hey, Norrison. This whole thing's too dangerous. I'm reckless, but that doesn't mean I don't care if I live or die. Sticking my neck out for you past this point is just too risky. Sorry. A tremor runs through his clenched fist. If you manage to escape your death, I'll buy you a drink sometime. See ya. Now, Lord Norrison, please inform me once you are ready to rest. Good night. Might as well go to sleep. We'll end up having Christy stick around, it sounds like, because she's still marked. It's been 3 days since Shimi-O's defeat. Masta and Shoen left, leaving only Christy and I at the mansion. We've not had any new mark bearers arrive, nor any new info on any spirits. Dad's footsteps keep drawing closer. Good work, Lady Christie and Lord Norrison. Did you obtain any clues? No, nothing really. I'd hoped, but... I see. Lady Saya's study seemed optimal to contain something of interest. Christy and I just finished investigating Saya Kujo's study. It had been full of mountains of specialized books and piles of reports. It was a daunting task, but we did our best to search through them regardless. Except it was all futile. Everything was about healing the spirit, Nothing mentioned the mark at all. Hey, Mr. Norrison, don't you think it's useless to keep searching the mansion? You have any other ideas then? Well, remember what I said about each shrine? Yeah? Right, of course you would. I was thinking, maybe the shrine is connected to all this spirit stuff. That's what Shimi-O's notes said, right? Everything happened in the forest is the divine wrath of each shrine. Then either the mark and the spirit activity are because of this divine wrath. It's definitely a possibility. Disasters happen in many ghost stories and myths because of the wrath of gods. Isn't there a value into looking into it? Maybe. Exactly what I expect from you. Always so quick on the uptake. Christie's brimming with confidence. She seems in a much better mood than she was 3 days ago. She's a famous reporter after all, so maybe this is what she's really like. So Mary, I'd like to go see each shrine. You don't mind, do you? It is true many unpleasant rumors surround that forest. If the cause is each shrine, there may be some clues there. But even if there are, if it's spiritual, then how are normal humans like us supposed to find it? Christy and I don't have any spiritual powers. In that case, could you bring me along with you to each shrine? I should be able to sense the presence of anything spiritual. I can act as a guide as well. You know that shrine? Yes. In truth, it enshrines the guardian deity of the Kujo family. Over the generations, the heads have taken care of the shrine. However, that came to an end after the recent war resolved. As one who serves the Kujos, I am concerned about its present state. Then bringing you along would mean I have to carry you, don't I? As it is impossible for me to walk, I would agree with that assessment. I am sorry to inconvenience you. Never-grown forest in the dead of night. I'm not looking forward to having to carry Mary all the way to the shrine. You look worn out and we haven't left. It's a small price to pay if we can get any hints about the spirits. That's true. I think Mary's eager about this too, so I'll just have to deal with it, I suppose. Okay, let's go back to the forest. Alright, well. Save. Head to the forest. Before we leave, we put Mary in the back seat. Thank God she's not as heavy as she looks. I should be able to carry her just fine. By the way, Mr. Norrison, have you read the files over there? She points to the right side of the room and shows packed of files. Not yet. I've searched most of the mansion, but I haven't checked the garage. Oh, really? Christy grabs a file and flips through the pages. Looks like articles on various crimes. The clippings cover every incident in each city and the surrounding area. Was Miss Kujo looking into criminal activity? Any of it look related to the mark? No, not as far as I can tell. These are all extremely old. The most recent is dated 5 years ago. She puts the file back. Alright, should we head out soon? I park outside the entrance to the forest and gather Mary into my arms. We make our way to the familiar arc. There's still a long way to go. A middle-aged man carrying a doll. You're practically a ghost story yourself if someone sees you here. I am very sorry to cause you such trouble. Mary stares up at me as I hold her. Her skin and hair glint bewitchingly when the light from the flashlight catches them. I have not been outside in a long time, and to go hiking in the arms of such a fine gentleman. This is a very precious experience. She sounds as dispassionate as ever, but is she actually having fun? Still, it is just as the rumors say. This forest is filled with the curses and the resentment of the dead. Simply their presence is enough to drive the living mad. The land is tainted. I can see why it has given birth to monstrous spirits. I bet if you track down the cause of it, it'll be the divine wrath. Let's hurry to the shrine. We reach the old torii gate with no trouble. We stand and watch for a while, but nothing comes out of the beehives. They seem to be sleeping. It is most likely because Shimi-O is now gone. Each shrine is up those stone steps. At Mary's direction, we walk toward the gate. A small black shadow flits across our feet. It's that rabbit again. So this is the rabbit you told me about, Lord Norrison. You are correct. It is very cute. The rabbit stares up at the two of us, then disappears toward the shrine. What in the world was that about? What do you think, Mary? I felt a strange presence. It appears to be possessed by some kind of soul. So it's a spirit, too. Indeed. Though it does not appear strong enough to give marks to humans. We know nothing of its true nature, so please proceed with caution. We follow the rabbit under the torii gate and up the stone steps. At the top, we find the wilderness creeping in. There doesn't seem to be anything here but an old altar. Is this a shrine? Sadly, it has fallen into disrepair. The war was over 50 years ago. I suppose this was to be expected. That black rabbit is gone. Deserted shrines give me the creeps. Let's hurry up and get to searching so we don't stay here long. Headless Buddha statues are buried in the ground. Creepy. I wonder what happened here. There's a sacred Shimi-O rope on a ragged boulder. I wonder if that boulder is in Iwakura. What's that? According to ancient Shinto tradition, it's a sacred rock that a god descended on. It's not uncommon for the rock itself to become an object of devotion. It's a wooden shrine altar. Clouded old mirror serves as the Goshintai. Looks like it's true that no one's taken care of this place for a long time. I peek inside the altar just in case, but all I find is a thick layer of dust. The goddess Shintai is outside, and the altar is empty. That's concerning. I don't think there's any more we can search. The Buddha statues concern me. Why are all the ones within the shrine missing their heads? Shinto and Buddhism were ordered to be separated during the Meiji period. Before then, many shrines were dedicated to both. Each shrine was much the same. But in the Meiji period, there was a push to make Shinto the main religion. The faiths were forced apart. Extremists stole the Buddha statues from shrines and desecrated them. Oh, the famous anti-Buddhist movement. So this is where that happened. No, it was done in a public space, as they wanted to make a show of it. The broken statues were carried here, to serve as a memorial for worship. The Kujo family head was said to be aggrieved, so he moved them in secret. It seems that all the broken statues from around each city were buried here. Strange. You said they were worshipped, but this place is pretty much a ruin. You have a keen eye, Lord Norrison. The shrine was subsequently dug up, and the statues were stolen. So they came all the way into this huge forest just to carry out broken statues? Who would do something like that? That I do not know. I merely heard they were stolen 50 years ago, around the time of the war. So the statues were broken, thrown away, and then dug up. I say the Buddha has a wealth of patience, but even he'd get angry. Could that anger have turned to divine wrath and given birth to the Marked spirits? Mary, have you been able to feel the presence of any spirits or whatever? About that. This land is much more foreboding than I had imagined. The enmity of the forest swallows all else. It is hard to sense beneath it. It's too much background noise, right? Yes, although I do not sense the same presence as Lady Christies Marked. I do sense the same presence as Lady Christies Marked, however faint. I am sure the spirit that gave her the mark is somewhere in the forest. So after all that, we were only able to reconfirm something we already knew. Forgive me. I was unable to. You don't have to apologize, Mary. We learned plenty of value here. What do you mean? I'll tell you on the way back. First, let's get the hell out of here. This place gives me the creeps. Maybe it's the ill will Mary sensed. Alright. We leave H Shrine, walking down the beast trail toward the forest entrance. Maybe it's because of that strange tail, but for some reason I feel like someone's watching us from the darkness of the trees. We begin driving back to the mansion. As we break out of the dense forest, I can see building lights pop up here and there. Well, that was a complete waste of time. My anxiety lifted. I don't even bother to filter the words that slip out of my mouth. Oh, I don't think that's true. It's all coming together for me. Without further prodding, Christy starts in on her theory, passion evident in her voice. I believe Shimi-O was right. H-Shrine is definitely what's causing all the strange stuff in the forest. I'm sure it's those stolen statues. Don't you agree? I wonder. It feels like we just don't have enough info at this point to say one way or the other. But there's no denying a lot of strange things are going on in that forest. Between all the suicides and Shimi-O wandering around, it couldn't just be coincidence, could it? If we research the shrine, we might learn more about the mark. I feel that's a lot safer than risking our lives looking for the spirit. Don't you think? You might be right. My replies are half-hearted, which isn't what Christy was hoping for, so she falls silent. An awkward, uncomfortable silence settles. Lord Narson, please stop the car. Mary speaks for the first time since we entered the car. What is it? I sense a presence similar to Lady Christies Marked close by. Following Mary's request, I park in a vacant rest stop in the outskirts of each city. Christy and I step out of the car. My mark is suddenly scalding. Is something nearby? Look! Someone's over there! A small girl steps out of the telephone box. Why is a kid outside at this time of night? Thank you for bringing me out here this late at night, Ada. I got to talk with Hanayome. Oh yeah? Glad to hear it. Oh. A rather brown young man appears, stepping out of the shadows. You got your question answered, Suzu? Yes, yeah, it's okay now. Hanayome sure is amazing, though. She knows where everything is. You got that right. She helped me find my limited edition Love and Hero phone strap I dropped. What's Love and Hero? What? You don't know? They're a popular idol group here. They've been all over TV lately. I'm surprised you haven't heard. TV's restricted at home. Mom says it rots your brain. Oh, Ada, is the bus coming soon? Oh, the last bus is on its way. We better go. We'll be in big trouble if your mom finds out we went out. Yeah. We watched from a distance for a while, but it's hard to determine the relationship. Pain from my scar is suddenly gone. Hey, Christy. What do you think? I turn, but Christy isn't there. Hey, you there! Just how do you know that girl? Depending on your answer, I'll report you for child abduction. Well, there goes Christy, hounding the poor guy. Just calm down. I try to placate her, but she won't budge. The man stumbles over his words. He looks flustered and overwhelmed. Hey, lady! Don't be mean to Ada! The girl rushes to stand defensively in front of him and glares at us. She seems a lot more level-headed than the flustered guy behind her. I asked him to help me, okay? I wanted to talk to Hanayome, so I had him come with me. Who's this Hanayome you keep mentioning? A ghost who helps find things. People say that you can talk to her from this telephone box. A ghost, huh? She looks at me. We're both thinking the same thing. Earlier, the mark was hurting, so maybe... You guys look serious. What's going on? He nervously glances between us. Does this scar look familiar at all? I show them the mark on my right arm. Hey, hold on, what is this? It looks exactly like mine. He pulls off one of his gloves and reveals the mark on his hand. It's the cursed scar, yeah? I saw an article on it in OOP Arts Monthly. They say it causes amnesia, even kills you, but that's nonsense. It's not true, right? Right? Sounds like he'd heard the rumors, but chose not to do anything about it. That's not a surprise, really. It's tough to believe it's real until your memory loss starts becoming noticeable. I've got one of those too. It showed up on my left wrist when I made that phone call earlier. Pulling up her sleeve, she shows us her mark. They both have the mark, and after calling Hanayome. That's more than a coincidence. Well, we can't just leave them here. Let's bring them to the mansion. We tell them what's going on and ask them to go to Kujo Mansion with us. It surprisingly doesn't take much to get them to come. I thought it'd take more convincing. Could partially be because they missed the last bus while talking with us. Before they climb in, I warn Murray to stay quiet until we get back. Might be a bad idea to freak them out. First, we introduce ourselves. The man's name is Eita Nakamatsu. The girl is Suzu Morimiya. They tell us they met through the readers column in OOP Arts Monthly. Suzu mentioned she was interested in Hanayome, and Eita told her what he knew. Then she pestered him into bringing her to the rumored telephone box. They were out this late because of her. Her parents sound pretty strict. Her mother keeps a close eye on her after school, and she needs permission to go out. So she snuck out of the house after her mother went to bed. Hanayome is just as famous at my school as Hanahiko is. Hey, Eita! Please tell them about those rumors. Do I have to? Okay, fine. Eita reluctantly tells us at Suzu's request. They're just rumors, I read, but... Chapter 3. Hanayome. Phew, that's creepy. I think I have my thumbnail for this. Hey, remember that one story? You know, the one about the public phone box in each city. There's that ghost that looks like a bride, and she'll find what you're looking for. One of my friends actually tried it. He went to the specific phone box that lets you talk with ghosts. The phone suddenly started ringing. He slowly picked up the phone. But all he could hear was this weird smacking noise. He stayed on the line until... Did you see it? He heard a woman whisper. So he did what the rumors said to do and said, "No, I haven't seen it." Then she said, "What do you want to see?" His cat had gone missing, so he asked her where it was. When he looked where the woman said it really was there. So the rumors are totally true. I want to go ask her where my future bride is now. Oh, want to come with me? There. I carry Mary from the car and gently place her back on the sofa. Thank you very much. Being in your arms is not bad, but I am most calm when I am here. The doll really talked. I can't say I expected that. Then, does that mean all this stuff about the mark is true too? On the way over, we updated Suzu and Eita with just about all they needed to know. They may not completely believe us, but they're not rejecting it outright either. It seems like Eita in particular has already experienced some memory loss. Something about forgetting the names of anime characters or voice actors. Christy looked at him strange, but he appears to be taking it quite seriously. And Suzu snuck out of her house because she believed the rumors about Hanayome. They both believed in the occult already. I'm pretty sure they'll help us find a way to escape the mark. Granted, they're also really curious about Hanayome. Pardon me, but may I speak? The marks on Suzu and Eita. They are likely from Hanayome. And Lady Christie, the feeling I sensed from your mark is the same as theirs. So we can assume Hanayome also gave the mark to you. Do you recall encountering her? Something weird did happen. Right before I entered the forest, I stepped in the phone box on Tea Mountain. The phone rang out of nowhere. Oh, it might be because of that. The telephone box at that rest area is also the room in the rumors of Hanayome. But I didn't pick it up. It creeped me out, so I left. I was never able to give that person one final call because of that. Who are you talking about? It's not for children to know. Fine. So there are other phone boxes like that? I think there are 3 that Hanayome will call from. The one we went to in the A Highway parking lot is one. And one is at Tea Mountain Rest Area. That's the one Miss Christine went to. And, Ada, where's the last one? At the park by T apartment complex. It's the only one inside the city. But why just those 3 locations? Dunno. The BBS I read didn't say. Mister? Do you really think Hanayome's the one who gave us the marks? I trust Mary. But the rumors about Hanayome go back 5 years. And no one's ever mentioned that if you call her, you'll get a mark. Suzu's right. Rumors about this mark thing only popped up super recently. So you're saying Hanayome hasn't always been giving out the mark? If that's true, I wonder what triggered the change. Of course, I can't really say, seeing as I don't know anything about spirits. A ghost helping people find what they're looking for, that's pretty strange. Definitely the definition of a ghost story. Hey, Mr. Norrison, if those rumors are true, why don't we try asking where the stolen statues are? If we return them to their places, it might just save our lives. Search for the Buddha statues. If Christie's right, we might be able to escape the mark without fighting a spirit. Mary, what do you think? A good question. Objects with human forms are easily able to gain inexplicable powers. Bleeding stone statues, cursed dolls. There are many examples. Historical statues of gods and Buddhas would certainly be no exception. Asking Hanayome about them would be a good idea. So such a doll before our eyes that has the inexplicable power to talk. Maybe it wouldn't be strange that Buddha statues could bring down divine wrath. Lord Norson, may I add? As I explained previously, your mark is different from the others. Vanquishing spirits seems to weaken your mark's power. It's been several days since she told me that I was going to die. Taking care of the spirits we encounter is likely how I'm still among the living. What are you trying to say? I cannot say what the relationship between your mark and Hanayome is. But it is true that it is in your best interest to track down spirits. I hope you will guide these mark bearers this evening as well. I can't really picture Christy and Eta fighting off a spirit by themselves. If they failed, then a child would suffer the deadly consequences. That would weigh heavily on me. No turning back. I'll figure something out. Thank you. Mary bows her head slightly. Now, you should begin investigating Hanayome. Why does she only call from 3 public phones within each city? Her secret may lie in the answer. You visited the parking lot already. Please investigate T Mountain and the park by T apartment complex. Alright. Going to save it. And then the episode. And the next episode, we'll be heading for one of those 2 locations to investigate Hanayome. Till then, this is Gabriel Girl, signing off. Bye-bye.